1, 2, 3, 4. What? What the hell? What's wrong? Computers, man. Right, 1, 2, 3, 4. Hello. How you doing? Dr. Paul speaking. Quiz about to start. Webcam wasn't working there. Alright. Got it working. That's good. Right, say hello if you're here. Who's here already? Keith's here. Raymond's here. Nice one. Bill's here. Noodle Doodles. Jai Patterson is here. Well, hello. Tell me if you can hear me. I'm going to type that. Because never quite sure. Tell me if you can hear me okay. Because I think the microphone's on. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, it looks like it. Good, good, good. Thank you, everybody. Right, Scottish football quiz. Put the background down a little bit. Hello, Gordon. Thanks for coming. I haven't done the football quiz for a few weeks. It's 1 minute to 7. It's just turned 7. So we're going to get started. All right, Wallace. All right, Andrew. That's wee Andy. Mango style. All right. So, welcome to the quiz. I'm Dr. Paul. I'm your quiz master. I will be your quiz master tonight. And forever. What am I doing? I'm getting rid of these slides. There we go. Right. Borussia, teeth are back. Hello. How you doing? So, back in April, I was doing the Scottish football quiz. Fabian's Light are here. Hello, Janet. And people kind of liked it, but I was doing it at 3 o'clock on a Saturday, which I don't think was so great. You know what I mean? Because people are out. You know, I know you're allowed to go out, but I think 3 o'clock on a Saturday, it was a good idea. You know, 3 o'clock on a Saturday, that's football. But anyway, it wasn't very busy. It seemed to be that people who did the quiz liked it. So I gave it a rest, bringing it back, and I'm going to try it at this time, 7 o'clock on a Tuesday. Tell me what you think of this time, the timing. Is it too early for you? So we're trying to work out what's a good time. It all depends if you got kids or whatever, but tell me what time's good for you. I mean, it's up to a point. This is still fairly flexible and still a little experimental. We're still in the early days of this online quizzing game. Anyway, let me tell you about the quiz that's coming up. Hello, if you've never been here before, if you've never been to Dr. Ball Quiz, welcome. I do quizzes every night, pretty much. Always a good time for Bill. Right. First thing, this is a wee teams quiz. It's like, if you're familiar with Dr. Paul quiz, it's like a wee teams quiz. So it's not a shouting out quiz, it's a writing down quiz. So you get a bit of paper, get a pen. I think there's a link in the description down below if you want a proper score sheet. But it's a little late in the day for that. You get one next time. Download and print. It's just a bit of paper, but it's just formatted to keep your answers nice. But the very first comment was earlier from Jai Patterson saying, do I need a score sheet or print it off? Yeah, it doesn't matter. No, it's fine. A bit of paper's just fine. If you're in touch with your team via some kind of internet, via Zoom or via WhatsApp or FaceTime or any of these great inventions, then that's your team, right? You're in a team together, like you would be at a pub quiz. So you're sitting at a table. I'm the quiz master over here. You're at your table. If you're just on your own, that's fine. You can do your quiz on your own. You're one team, or whoever's with you in the house. And at the end of the quiz, I will get you to upload scores, and I'll make a nice league table. Hello, Jam Tarts. How you doing? Ollie's here. James is here, trying to get some of the daft deals together. All right, top team. Okay, the first thing you can do. This is very like the wee teams quiz. Share the quiz. You get a 1 point if you share the quiz. So you get a 1 point start. All you got to do is share the quiz. That's, I want shares, you want points. So that's the deal. Share the quiz, give you a point. Hopefully some new people will come tonight. I shared this on a few groups on Facebook, Scottish football type groups. But I don't know how busy they are. Yeah, we'll see how it goes. I'll keep doing this if the numbers go up. Put it that way. So put the shares out and I'll keep doing the quiz. Right, we're just about ready. It's 3 minutes past 7. I'm going to hit the first question at 5 past. Any kind of shares are really, really helpful at this point. Help the numbers go up. Also, if the numbers go up, then we can maybe get a sponsor. You know, try and get some nice prizes. I've got prizes, but they're not that great. You know what I mean? If we get a sponsor, we'll get good prizes. Okay. So a bit of a share. And it gives you a point as well. The house rules are very much the same as the wee teams quiz. So no Tories and no racists, and respect the glove. That doesn't even mean anything. It's just there. I just typed it. Okay. I've kind of said how the quiz works. You answer as a team. I'll give you one round of questions at a time. You write down your answers, have a think, tell me when you're ready. When everyone's ready, I'll show you the answers, and then you do the marking yourself. There is no prize for coming first in terms of score, so there's no cheating, because there's no reason to cheat, you know what I mean? Oh yeah. Gordon's here. Evening. Ask me for clarity, so if you need anything sorted out, do I get a half point for this, or what if I said that? Just ask me in the chat. I am live. I'm a human being. I'm Dr. Paul. I'm right here. And the red thing there is important. That's why it's in red. No answers in the chat. So don't shout out answers as we're doing the questions, because everyone's just trying to answer. Get your answers on a bit of paper. Right, I think we understand all that now. It's coming up tonight. Nah, I'm not doing that. Right, okay, here's a bit of Scottish. Look, that's the good old days. Look at that. In, shoot. Fantastic. Right, we're here. We've arrived at the first question. So, thanks for coming. Let's do the quiz. First round is the same letter round. So, it's a fairly easy round to understand. I'm going to give you 5 questions. All of the answers begin with the same letter. That's the big clue in this round. So once you've got the letter sorted out, then you know what the letter is and you can guess the ones you don't know. So hopefully you should get decent scores in this first round. You ready? Here we go. Number 1 is the Poison Chalice. Question number 1. Back in 2002, who became the first foreign coach to take the Scotland manager's job? That's the manager of the men's Scottish football team. And in 2002, it was the first time that a non-Scot had taken the job. Who was that? That's question number 1. Remember, no shouting out answers in the chat, please. Just write them down on a bit of paper. And after the first round, we'll do the marking. Okay? So remember, the thing about the first round, all the answers start with the same letter. Okay, question number 2. European adventure. What country is home to Minsk FC, who knocked out Saint Johnstone from the 2013-14 UEFA Europa League on a penalty shootout? So Saint Johnstone were in the Europa League that year, and they were put out by Minsk FC on a penalty shootout. What country are Minsk from? That's question number 2. Don't worry if you miss any of these, I will recap them at the end of the round before I give you the answers. Number 3, bosses. Who was the manager of Kilmarnock when they won the Scottish Cup in 1997? I think the game was played at Ibrox. So, who was the boss of Kilmarnock when they won the Scottish Cup in 1997? That's the guy's first name. Starts with a letter. Because sometimes people get upset about first name, surname, but it's, in this instance, it's the guy's first name. Alright. Number 4, up north. What is the name of Peterhead FC's home ground? Alright. I went there once. It was alright. Quite a nice little ground. In a far-flung hellhole. But there you go. But what's the name of Peterhead FC's ground? That's number 4. And the last one is about the World Cup. Scotland have qualified for the World Cup Finals, brackets, men's team, 8 times. In all those tournaments, what other country has Scotland played against the greatest number of times? Okay? So the finals tournament, like the summer World Cup tournament, every 4 years, Scotland has qualified, believe it or not, kids. Younger viewers might find this disturbing, but we used to qualify quite a lot. 8 times, in fact. And what other country have we played the greatest number of times once we got to the final? Right, there you go. The finals, not the final, obviously. Tell me if you're ready. So if you're ready, if your team, you or your team is ready, tell me in the chat. And in the meantime, I'm just going to do a quick recap of the questions. Remember, the thing about this round, all the answers start with the same letter. So once you get the letter, it's easy. Number 1. Right, you got a couple of readies already. Thank you, Bill. Thank you, Keith. Number 1, first foreign coach to take the Scotland job. Again, it's the guy's first name. Number 2, Minsk FC. Where are they from? Minsk. A pile of Minsk. Who was the boss of Kilmarnock when they won the Scottish Cup 1997? Number 4, what's the name of Peterhead's ground? Up in the northeast. And who have Scotland played the greatest number of times in World Cup tournaments? Right, what we got? We have got Bill, Keith, Gordon, Noodle Doodles, Jason, Janet, and Well Toe Scotty have all told me they're ready. That looks pretty good. I'll wait for a couple more, I think. Unless that's all that's here. But I think there's a few more people here. Tell me when you're ready and I'll get on to the answers and we'll do the marking. Remember, you can get a bonus point simply by sharing the quiz. That's social media. You know what I'm talking about? Hit the share button. And it gives you 1 point. Right, Borussia Titha ready? Great team name. There might be a couple of Borussias coming up later in the quiz, actually. And Ollie's got the answers. Maybe not the right ones. But we're calling that a ready. Okay. I think we're all ready. If you're not ready, be ready. Get answers down. Here we go. Right. Answers. By the way, you give yourself 2 points start if you've been to a Dr. Paul quiz before. Because if you've done a quiz all the way to the end, you get a voucher. If that's you, you've got a 2 point start. Plus a 1 point bonus if you did a share. If you made a share. So some of you got 3 points already. The rest of these are worth 2 points per right answer. So here we go. First of all, did you get a letter? B! Letter B. Of course you did. I think that was fairly straightforward. Let's see what you got. So the first guy who was not from Scotland to do the Scotland job was Berti Vogts. Alright. Confused looking German man. There he is, looking confused. Berti Vogts. Not the greatest, you know. But not that it's got much better since. European adventure. What country are Minsk FC from? You don't have to know about football to know the answer to this. Minsk is the capital of Belarus. Belarus is correct. Minsk. Has anyone been to Minsk? Do let us know. Kilmarnock FC won the Scottish Cup 1997. Who was the boss? It was Mr. Blobby Williamson. There he is. With the cup. Yeah, that's Ibrox. That's where it was played. They beat Falkirk in the final. So Bobby Williamson. I'll show you all these answers together in case you missed any. Peterhead FC's ground is called Balmoor. Not as windswept as you might imagine. Peterhead itself, definitely the sort of place where you would build a maximum security prison for sex offenders, but the ground itself was alright. And number 5, who have Scotland faced the greatest number of times in World Cup Finals tournaments? So it's actually 4 times. 1974, 1982, 1990 and 1998 is Brazil. There is John Collins confidently tucking away a penalty, putting Scotland on par with the Brazilians in 1998. And that's probably the last time it felt good. We had the bastards for number 5. Nah. Well, yeah. Guess some of them are. I was just thinking that, Bill. Minsk versus Tatties. Surely one of the tabloids must have done that. Thing was, it was quite close, and Saint Johnstone went out on penalties, so you can't really call them tatties for that. Right, here's the answers all together. Berti Vogts, Belarus, Bobby Williamson, Balmoor, and Brazil. Yes. What you got? Fabian's got 13. Gordon McCubbing has 13. Yeah, tell me your score. Get your score in the chat there. Keep a note of your score, because I'm going to get you to upload your total score at the end. 10, including 2 for the voucher. Good start. Noodle Doodles. Keep it going. Mango Boys are on 13. Let's get on with it. Let's a nice quick quiz tonight. I'm aiming for 45 minutes here, right? See how it goes. Patrick Conway's here. Hello, Patrick. Right, round 2 is pick 5. So I'm going to show you a grid of answers, and you're going to pick 5 correct answers. Now, if you're an Aberdeen fan, this is easy. Well, if you're an Aberdeen fan who's my age, anyway. If you're a younger Aberdeen fan, maybe not, I don't know. But for the rest of us, you might just remember these. If you're my age, I can kind of remember these games, you know. But the question is, which clubs did Aberdeen beat on their way to winning the 1983 Cup Winners' Cup? Now that, of course, was the last time a Scottish club won a European trophy. The last team to do it. They also won the Super Cup later that year, but you know what I mean. Dundee United came close in '87. Both Celtic and Rangers came close later on. But 1983 was the last time a Scottish club actually won a European trophy, which was Aberdeen, and it was the old Cup Winners' Cup, which was a great competition. What were the 5 teams on this grid that they beat on the way to the final? So choose 5, and then tell me when you're ready. You don't have to have them in order or anything like that. I must have been 10 at the time. It was very exciting. Patrick Conway is ready. We'd never seen anything like it. You know, folk were going off their heads. I remember the atmosphere at school the next day. Because I'm pretty sure it was a midweek game. You know, they didn't have weekend finals back then. Ready but not confident, says Well-To Scotty. Oh, but I better read these out in case you can't see them. Then there's 9 possible answers on the grid. You've got to pick the 5 that are right. So you've got Akranes of Iceland, Bayern Munich of Germany, Beveren of Belgium, Borussia Dortmund of Germany, Chelsea of England, Dinamo Tirana of Albania, Lech Poznan of Poland, Real Madrid of Spain, and Waterschei of Belgium. Ready with a few guesses, says Keith. Doesn't look like anyone's been at Minsk. Someone would have said by now. I bet it's dead cheap. I bet if you go to Minsk, it's like they've had the football on as well, haven't they? Because they decided that vodka and saunas was the way to deal with Corona. Who knows? Right. Ready. We've got a few readies there. If you're not quite ready, get ready now. Pick your 5 that you're going to go for. Tell me you're ready and we'll move on. We'll get to the answers for these. The victorious Aberdeen side, obviously, that was back in the day when Alex Ferguson was the boss. Before he went down south. Okay, we've got a couple more ready, so let's do it. Let's show you the answers. So, the pick 5 round. So you got to pick the 5. Now these are in the order that Aberdeen dispatched them. The one that's not on this grid, they had a preliminary round and they played Sion of Switzerland. I think it was like 11-1 aggregate, something like that. But in the first round, they beat Dinamo Tirana of Albania. It was only 1-0 aggregate. So 2 points for Dinamo Tirana. In the next round, they dealt with Lech Poznan of Poland. So 2 points for Lech Poznan. Then it was the quarter-final on a very famous night at Pittodrie. They came from behind to beat Bayern Munich. 2 points for Bayern Munich. Bayern Munich scored first. Aberdeen ended up winning the game 3-2 after a 0-0 first leg in Bayern. The semi-final was against a team you don't hear about much these days. It's Waterschei of Belgium. Waterschei. And of course, I think most of you would know the final. It took place in Gothenburg, and it was a famous 2-1 extra time win over Real Madrid. So there you go. 2 points for each of those. Dinamo Tirana, Lech Poznan, Bayern Munich, Waterschei, and Real Madrid. That's all you had to do to win a European trophy back then. None of this leagues business, tiresome, endless round-robin mania. It's just a few games, and then that's it. Champions. 5 out of 5 for Bill. Very good. So you get 10 points. It's 2 points per right answer. So Noodle Doodle's got 10. Excellent. Very good. Tell me what you scored. Picked the wrong Belgian team. Yeah, Beveren. I think they played Beveren a different year. So that was a sneaky wee answer there. This Mango got 48. When you get things wrong, tell me which ones you get wrong and how you got them wrong, because it's always interesting to see how they're going. But it looks like quite a high scoring round. Colin's done the business for the Fabians. 10 out of 10 there. Let's move on. Let's get the next round. Oh, it's an anagram. It's a bonus anagram. You have a minute. I'm going to show you an anagram. You've got 1 minute, 60 seconds to solve the anagram. So I'm just getting my phone set up here with my timer. And it'd be great if I understood my phone. There it is. Right, okay. So I got 1 minute on the timer. I'm going to start it and show you the anagram. Don't shout out the answer in the chat. Just write it down. Do tell me if you've got it. All right, but here we go. 1 minute starting now, and it's a referee bandy bombed. All right, there's your timer. You're down to 53 seconds already. Look at that. Look at our lives slipping away. We're all going to die. Shanagram, says Jam Tarts. I'm guessing that you're not a fan of the anagrams, but try this. It's a referee. It's a modern day guy. Current referee in Scottish football. So I wouldn't get it, because I'm not up to date on that stuff, to be honest. If I was facing this anagram, I'd be like, what? Because I just don't know who the refs are these days. The only refs I can name are guys like Bob Valentine, Hugh Dallas. What a good old days. Right, that's time up. You have, that's the wee happy noise. You've got right up until when I reveal this to get your 3 points. So you've got about 3, 2, 1 seconds left. Bobby Madden. Bobby Madden. From a tiny bit of research I did today, seems to be a slightly controversial figure. Bill got it. Colin got the anagram for the Fabians. Nice work. Aye, 3 points. If you got the anagram, you get 3 points, okay? Bobby Madden. That's the guy. Okay, let's move on. So, this is a round I made up myself, and I quite like it. It's a good round. So, correct score. I'm going to show you. Can you get a point for Bobby? Yeah, go on, Ollie, seeing as it's you. Correct score. I'm going to show you a series of memorable games. Degrees of memorableness. Is a mad hun. There we go. There's the controversy starting straight now. So I'm going to show you a series of games. You got to try and remember what the score was. This is like the opposite of being at the bookie where you're trying to predict the score. This time you try to remember what the score was. I'll give you 2 points if you get an exact correct score. And you get 1 point if you get the right result. So if you say a 0-0 draw and it turns out to be a 1-1 draw, you get 1 point for that. You know what I mean? I think you do. Right, so here we go. If I fail to understand, if I fail to explain that properly, stick it in, ask me in the chat, alright? But just basically try and get the right score. So the first one up tonight is England versus Scotland. The FIFA Women's World Cup from last year, 2019. A group game. It was the first game for both sides in last year's World Cup tournament in France. England versus Scotland. What was the final score? So if you get the result the right way around, you get 1 point. But if you get the exact correct score, you get 2 points. And I'm going to show you 5 of these. Okay. The second one is from August 2019. Dundee versus Dundee United. August 2019. And it turned out to be the highest scoring game in the championship in the season that's now finished. Didn't quite get finished, but is now technically finished. You know what I mean? So Dundee United versus Dundee, and it was the highest scoring game of the season in that league. Have a think what you might have a guess what you think that might be if you don't know it. Even getting it the right way around will give you a point, whether it's a home win, away win, or a draw. The third one is a Scottish Cup final, fairly recent, 2015, Inverness, Cally Thistle versus Falkirk. Scottish Cup Final 2015. What was the final score? The next one, number 4, is going back in time a little bit to the 1990s. Motherwell versus Borussia Dortmund. It was the second leg of a first round tie in the UEFA Cup, September 1994. Played at Fir Park. What was the score between Motherwell and Borussia Dortmund? Here comes the ever so slightly tedious chat. And the last one, AC Milan versus Liverpool. What's that got to do with Scottish football? Well, it's got current Rangers manager Steven Gerrard was playing that night. That's the slightly tenuous connection. So AC Milan versus Liverpool, 2005 Champions League final. What was the final score after extra time? Right? But, you know, if I'm running a Scottish football quiz, I guess people are going to have a go at each other. Chat-wise. It gets really tedious, you know, like looking on some of the forums and groups and stuff like that. People just having a go at each other all day long. Like the same thing. Backwards and forwards. Right. Reese, I'm going to shut you up a little bit. Because two reasons. First of all, we're not here to shout at each other. And second of all, no shouting out the answers. Okay? I've given him a timeout thing. I don't know how long that lasts. But, I mean, you're welcome to the quiz, Reese. But, you know what I'm saying? It's just a quiz. Right. You all ready? Some people tell me you're ready. That's good. Tell me when you're ready. What have we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 ready, I think. Is this round 4? Nah. This is like round 3, I would say. Round 1 was the same letter. Round 2 was the pick 5, the Aberdeen Cup Winners' Cup question. The anagram was just a little bonus, not really a round. This is round 3. Okay. I think we're all ready, so I'm going to move on. If you're not quite ready, then get some answers down, okay? Because I'm about to show you the answers. So you ready? Here we go. Correct score. Answers. Here we go. The first one, England-Scotland in the Women's World Cup last year, was 2-1 to England. Okay. England were 2 up. Scotland had a great second half. Couldn't quite bring it back, but 2-1. So if you got the exact score, England 2, Scotland 1, you get 2 points. If you got any other win for England, you get 1 point. This is fairly clear, isn't it? This is not complicated this round. The second one, highest scoring game in the Championship last season, was Dundee United 6, Dundee 2. So I think you'd have to be a fan of one of those to get the exact correct score. Who knows, maybe you guessed it. But if you had any other Dundee United win, you get 1 point. Number 3 was the cup final not too long ago. Inverness, Cally Thistle 2, Falkirk 1. That is close. Welto Scotty said 5-3 for the Dundee derby. Right number of goals. Good guess. But you just get a 1 point for that one. Inverness, Cally 2, Falkirk 1 was the Scottish Cup final. The next one was Motherwell and Borussia Dortmund. Great excitement at the time. Motherwell were going great guns, but they couldn't deal with Borussia Dortmund. And it was Motherwell 0, Borussia Dortmund 2. And it was on the telly, which was like live on the telly, which was slightly more rare back then. You get everything on the telly now. You can watch Grimsby versus Torquay if you like on TV these days. You guessed the Dortmund score. Good one. Yeah, I think Motherwell played really well. A good team round about then, but Borussia Dortmund obviously high quality. And the last one, now, someone suggested this last time I was doing the football quiz, that's why I put it in. And thanks if it was you, I can't remember who it was, but AC Milan 3, Liverpool 3. Vague Scottish connection, because Steven Gerrard was playing that night, he was Liverpool captain. Yeah, they got live fishing on Sky. I know some people are banging it in their fishing though. So you get 1 point if you got a different draw. If you got, I thought it was 4-4 when I was trying to remember. AC Milan were 3-0 up at half time. Liverpool came back. So any other type of draw you get 1 point. If you got exactly 3-3, then you got both points. That was the 90 minutes score as well, and it was 3-3 after extra time as well. No goals in extra time, and then Liverpool won on the shootout. Colin's on fire for the Fabian Society. It's good going. So what are you getting here? 7 out of 10, 5 out of 10, 8 out of 10, 9 out of 10 for Gordon. That's good. That's very good. I'm guessing, Gordon, that the only thing you would have got wrong is maybe the Dundee Derby. Right result, but wrong score. Got question number 3 the wrong way around. Falkirk Inverness. Sorry if there's any Falkirk fans here tonight. I've already got 2 Scottish Cup questions in the first 3 rounds where you lose the Scottish Cup. First one being the Kilmarnock one, so sorry about that. Purely accidental. Okay, let's move on. Picture round. Keep a note of all those scores, folks. We'll get you to upload them at the end. Right, picture round. 5 questions, 5 pictures. Here we go. A fashion sensation right there. Question number 1 in the picture round. This is the Scotland squad for the World Cup, but in which year? Okay. It's a World Cup. Scotland squad, but in which year? Quite a heavy double-breasted number there. Quite a swish to it. Some of them look a wee bit lost. How many points for the anagram? You get 3 for the anagram. If you got the anagram within the 60 seconds, you got 3 points, Gordon. Right, that's fine, Reese. Right, you're back on. Good stuff. Aye, don't worry about it. No answers in the chat, and also no just shouting out and calling people Huns and Tims and all that business. Right, we're not here for that. Okay. There's plenty of other places for that to go on, but you're welcome here doing the quiz if you're not doing any of that stuff. Right, so name the year, the World Cup year. Number 2, Zeru Ali. What country did this guy come from? Hicham Zeru Ali played for Aberdeen round about 99, 2002. I think that was his years. And he got a number 0 on his shirt, so that was unusual. But what country was he from? Alright, Hicham Zeru Ali was from which country? That's question number 2. Question number 3 in the picture round is this guy, Whitburn's finest. So who is this Saint Johnstone player of the 1970s who became better known as a manager, particularly with Hamilton, Falkirk and Partick Thistle? So who's that guy? That's him in his playing days with Saint Johnstone in the 70s, but became more well known as a manager. Hamilton, Falkirk and Partick Thistle were some of his teams. Okay. Number 4. Nice. Around the grounds question. Who played our home games here? This is a photograph from which club? Which club's home ground? Let me just squeeze me out of the way a little bit. You don't need me to be that enormous, do we? So, yeah, nice. Nice looking pitch. That must be like the first game in August. Or maybe it's a plastic pitch these days, I actually don't know. But it looks kind of real from here. Anyway. And number 5. How much? So, Scotland versus Czechoslovakia, Hampden Park, 1973, a famous game. This is where we qualified for the 1974 World Cup, first World Cup for a long time. A great night, but how much did it cost? That is for the uncovered terrace. How much was it to go and see Scotland, Czechoslovakia? At Hampden, Wednesday night in September to qualify for the World Cup. Great days. All right. Tell me when you're ready with those 5. It's just how much is the ticket. Like I say, you don't have to get spot on. If you get close, you get the points. So, quick recap of the 5 questions here. So, what year was this the World Cup squad? Check them out. What country was Hicham Zeru Ali from? Who's this chap? Saint Johnstone player, later on Hamilton, Falkirk and Thistle manager. Whose pitch is this? Whose ground is this? Give you a closer look at that for a couple of seconds. It's a nice ground. I like going there. And the last one, how much to go and see the World Cup qualifier? Borussia Titze, we're as ready as we're going to be. Which tells me that they're not feeling confident. Keith's ready. A couple more, I think, before I show you the answers. Did you tell me if you like the correct score round? Everything else is pretty vanilla, but I kind of came up with a correct score round. And I kind of dead like it. I don't know if it just feels clever from my end or whether it's actually satisfying to answer. You tell me if you like it or not. Fabian's Society are ready-ish. That's pretty good. I'll probably do. Right, Patrick Conway's ready. I think that's our flag to carry on. So, here we go. Here come the answers for the picture round. Ready? Here we go. So, the World Cup squad is 1986. Alright, the Mexico World Cup. Strangely, Gordon Strachan looks like he just perfectly at home in that suit. You don't really normally think of him as a suit type of guy. But he kind of looks alright there. We like it because we got it right. Yeah, well, I guess that's sometimes how it goes. Fergie was the giveaway. Definitely, yeah. And the suits. You wouldn't get suits like that in 1982. Hicham Zeru Ali played for Aberdeen and he was from Morocco. He was a Moroccan. 2 points for a correct answer. Number 3 was Whitburn's finest. The greatest of them all. It is Mr. John Lambie. There he is. All hail Lambine. The Lambino. The greatest. Alright. Round the grounds. Did you get this one? That's from the home fans' end, so maybe not a view you're used to if you're a visitor there. It's Somerset Park. It's Ayr United's ground. Quite often nice weather down there. It does look like Rodhull, doesn't he? Except not a pervert. So that's Ayr United's ground, and well, I mean, I know he was into pigeons and stuff like that, but you know, better pigeons than a windmill full of children. And how much? Right, this is amazing. Did you get this? How much was the ticket for Scotland versus Czechoslovakia? Yeah, the black and white roof for Ayr. That's the thing. How much was the ticket? Check this out. 45 pence. And that includes VAT. 45 pence, including VAT. So, tell me what you put and I'll decide where the line is. Oh, well, you know, this is what I do at the pub. I get the answers in and then I look at them and I go, right. I kind of make half of them wrong, half of them right. I think, 50p is definitely okay. I reckon if you put under £1, you had 50p, 50p. Let's say you had 50p and 75. You said £1. Pound's okay, right? Pound and under. Got you the 2 points for that one. That's what I'll say. If you said £1 or less. Good answers. I might have been tempted to go over £1, but there you go. Mind you, it's a long, long time ago, innit? 25p for the noodle doodles. In fact, did anybody put over £1? Because if nobody did, then I'll have to rule Keith out. Because Keith's put £1, right? Someone's got to be wrong. You can't all be right. What was the highest anybody put for the ticket? Did anyone put over £1? You put £5. Jam Tarts put £5. You could literally buy a house for £5 in 1973. £4.50. Yep, that's the Pele quote. One of John Lambie's many marvellous moments. Right, so somebody did put... Right, so that's the ruling now. If you put £1 or less, you got 2 points. Okay? That's all the scores. And I've put it in there anyway. 45 pence, under £1. Had Egypt for El Zaloulali. Says Bill Tully. That's not his name, but I know who you're talking about. £4. It was 10 years before we were born, to be fair. Yes. Well, you know, sometimes it helps to extend the repertoire of your memory and knowledge beyond your own lifespan. Otherwise, how would we know about Auschwitz? Right, 50-50 round. This does what it says in the tin. Very straightforward. 5 questions, and they're all 50-50. Bit of a minefield. Difficult to get them all right, so choose an answer every time. 5 questions. Here we go. You ready? Ready. Here we go. Modern football. So, it says what year. The question is, in which decade did Scottish football start awarding 3 points for a win in the league instead of 2 points like it used to be? Did that start in the 1980s or the 1990s? So that is question number 1. I see a couple of lower scores in that round as well, in the picture round. 6 out of 10, 4 out of 10. Do tell us which ones you got wrong and how you got them wrong. Because when I'm getting the answers in the pub, it's handy to see everybody's answers. I can gauge what people are getting right and wrong. It helps me set questions next time. I like to see what people are putting. Right, number 2, seats. Which Edinburgh club currently has a higher official capacity at their home ground? Is it Hearts or is it Hibs? Tynecastle's been recently done up, but does it have more seats? So, which is the higher official capacity at the moment? Hearts or Hibs? That's question number 2. Number 3, Central American. So, what country was represented by the Celtic player? Don't know how you say his name. I think it's Emilio Izaguirre or Izaguirre, who won the PFA Player of the Year in 2011. Was he from Guatemala or Honduras? Alright, Emilio Izaguirre. Voted Players Player of the Year in 2011 by his fellow professionals. But where's he from? Guatemala or Honduras? That's tricky. Unless you just know it. Altitude. Time to get high. Which Scottish League football club have the home ground that is the highest above sea level? Is it Clyde FC Or is it Saint Johnstone? Who's got the highest ground in terms of above sea level? Clyde FC or Saint Johnstone? That's question number 4 in the 50-50. And the last one. It's time to go back in time before any of our lifespans. This is even older than me. Check this out. It says World Cup. It's not the World Cup. Change the question, right? But in 1911, it should say mascots. Mascot death. Right? In 1911, what caused the tragic death of Morton FC's mascot Toby the sheep? Which in those days was a real sheep, not just a guy from the community centre, you know, dressed up. This was an actual sheep. Was Toby the sheep drowned in the player's bath? Or crushed in a pitch invasion? Ollie's saying I could tell you the English team for that answer. You must be talking about the above sea level one. Is it Stoke? Or is it Derby? It'll be one of those two, I think. Somewhere around about there. But, back to this one. 1911, so Morton FC had a mascot, Toby the sheep. An actual sheep. Not just a stupid costume, right? But an actual sheep called Toby. What happened to Toby? How did he die one day in 1911? Was he drowned in the player's bath? Or was he crushed in a pitch invasion? West Brom, is that right? Fancy. Right, so that's the 5. Tell me when you're ready. I will do a quick 50-50 round recap. You're laughing at the sheep tragedy, Raymond, because it's funny. That's why you're laughing. So when did we start doing 3 points for a win in the league in Scotland? Was it the 80s or the 90s? Which clubs got more seats? Hibs or Hearts? Hearts or Hibs? Central American. Where's that fellow Izaguirre from? Guatemala or Honduras? Who's got the highest ground above sea level? Is it Clyde or Saint Johnstone? And Toby the sheep. What happened in his last moments? Was he mucking about in a player's bath? Or was he crushed in a pitch invasion? I'm sorry. But it is a wee bit funny. Right, lots of you are ready. Ready. Seems some disagreement about the English version of that question. Ollie Olsen was saying, I know this, and then says West Brom, and Bill Tully had said Oldham. Well, Bill Tully had said Oldham first. Ollie said West Brom. And then Bill Tully said no. Oldham. I remember reading somewhere that Oldham's pretty cold. A cold place to go. Which is usually an indicator that it's a bit high up. Gordon's saying definitely West Brom. So this debate will continue. You might, if you can bring up some numbers, you know, that'll be helpful. And we can look it up after the quiz. We'll look it up before I turn the stream off. Right. I think you're all ready. So here come the answers for 50-50. Right. Modern football. When did we start doing 3 points for a win in Scottish football? It was 90s, 1994 to be precise. Same year they restructured the leagues into 4 leagues of 10. Or 4 leagues anyway. Yeah, it was 4 leagues of 10 at that point. So England had been doing it since 1981. England were well ahead of that one. Some debate as to whether it makes any difference or not, but the 90s is correct. Number 2, this is actually very, very close. There's not much in it at all. The correct answer, the club who have got more seats, is Hearts. But there's really not much in it. I forgot the numbers. Yeah. Hang on a second. You know what? That's wrong. That's not correct. The correct answer is Hibs. I've got the numbers. I researched the numbers earlier on today. Like, Tynecastle is 20,099. Easter Road is 20,421. And for some reason, although I typed out those numbers and looked at them, my brain somehow put 20,099 higher than 20,421. So what you're seeing on the screen there is not correct. The correct answer is Hibs. Okay? So, sorry about that. In case anyone's got the sound off, I'll just type it in there as well. Mistake on screen. Correct answer is Hibs. By about 300. You know, there's not much in it, but it's Hibs. Thought it was Hibs. Like, it is Hibs. Right, okay. Sorry about that. Number 3. You still getting me? I think you are. Number 3, where's Emilio Izagiri from? He is a Honduran. He's a Honduran gentleman. He's from Honduras. Okay. Number 4. Highest above sea level. This is 127 metres above sea level. It's Clyde, which is also freezing. Clyde FC Broadwood Stadium, built basically on the top of a hill near Cumbernauld. That's 2 points for Clyde. And the last one, Morton FC, Toby the Sheep, drowned in the player's bath. There you go. What a disaster. So there's the answers. Hearts is not correct. The correct answer for that one is Hibs. Let me just turn it off for a second and go and fix it, because it's just bugging me. You know what I mean? Right. Quick edit. And there we go. Stick it back on. Hibs. Okay. Sorry about that. So, what we got? 8. Said Saint Johnstone instead of Clyde. Aye, Saint Johnstone's another quite a cold place. I used to work for Scottish TV, for Scotsport, actually, when they were doing First Division. I used to get sent to these different grounds, sit beside the camera. Cameraman's there, I'm there doing the notes. And you had to be outside, can't be behind glass with the camera, so we had to sit outside. And Clyde was kind of okay, because you were sort of inside. They opened a window. But one of the worst ones was Saint Johnstone, because there was a nice warm press box over there. That was all nice and warm. There's a tea machine and everything in there. And then out here on the naked shelf of concrete, that's where we were, me and the cameraman. Nearly died about 6 times at McDermott Park. Nasty. 8 points, right, good. That's great score. 10 out of 10 for the Mangles. That's a great score in that round. Very, very easy to get those wrong. Did you ever do Arbroath? Yeah, I did, but you know what? The only time I ever did Arbroath, it was one of the very first games of the season. And it was okay that day. It was bright sunshine. Generally speaking, it was warm temperatures. Because it was Arbroath, because it's Gayfield, obviously it was still pretty cold in the ground. But it wasn't a death match, you know. I did nearly die at Arbroath once when I went as a neutral supporter one day, and that was in winter, and that was just it was just idiocy to stay until the 90th minute, which I did. Should have left. I genuinely thought I was about to have a medical problem. Yeah, Saint Johnstone's cold. Right, okay. Listen to us being really Scottish. Oh, it's really cold there. It's freezing there. But that's why it's great. Right, okay, that's fine. Right, let's get on to the last round. Now, I don't know how the scores are going cumulatively, but it looks like there's some pretty good scores. Let's get on to double or bust. Double or bust is the last round. This will decide who comes out on top. It's double points. 4 points for a correct answer. 4! But you run the risk of going bust. If you put a wrong answer in this round, you get 0 points for the round. So, you decide which ones you want to answer. If you leave a blank, you don't get bust. Nothing bad happens. But if you put an actual wrong answer down, then you get 0 points for the round if you're wrong. But, like I say, if your right answer is worth 4 points, you get 20 points. Right, I'll shut up and get on with it. It's football quiz each Tuesday. Yeah, I'm going to do it for the next 4 Tuesdays anyway. Built just to see how it goes. Number 1. Double or bust round. In football, which brewery or beer brand sponsored the Scottish Cup? Scottish FA Cup. It's the Scottish Cup. That's what we normally call it. From 1989 to 2007. So the Scottish Cup, 1989 to 2007. The whole of the 90s, most of the 2000s. Which beer or brewery was the sponsor of the Scottish Cup for that time? That's question number 1. Number 2, double or bust round. Animal. What kind of animal is shown on the crest of Dumbarton FC? Simple as that. Which animal is on the badge of Dumbarton? That is question number 2. Yeah, that's quite a difficult one. Number 3, Dutch bloke. So in 1989, which Dutch player became the first non-Scottish footballer to win the PFA Scotland Players Player of the Year award? There's all sorts of Player of the Year awards. One from the press, one from the FA, I think, from the SFA. But this one is the players one. This is where the players vote. So in 1989, which Dutch player became the first non-Scottish footballer to win the PFA Scotland Players Player of the Year award? That's question number 3. And again, I think that's quite tricky. You might just know it, but if you don't just know it, I think it's tricky. Remember, you can leave blanks, but if you get one wrong answer, then you bust. Number 4. The goalkeeper Andy Gorham won 43 caps playing for Scotland in the 80s and 90s, but he also played which other team sport at international level for Scotland? So he won 4 caps for Scotland playing which other sport? A team sport. That's Andy Gorham, of which there are only 2. And the last one, champions right now. So which Fife club have been declared winners of the Lowland League for season 2019 to 20? The season didn't properly get finished, but they decided to take a points average. And a club from Fife have been declared winners of the Lowland League, which is the tier below what we call the leagues. Welto is ready. Tell me when you're ready, and I'll get those last answers for you. Quick recap if you missed any of these. So number 1, which beer sponsored the Scottish Cup? 89 to 2007. Number 2, which animal's on the crest of Dumbarton FC? Large animal. Which Dutch player was the first non-Scot to get Scotland Players Player of the Year award? That was 1989. Andy Gorham got 43 caps for Scotland playing football, and also 4 caps playing which other sport, which other team sport? Welto left one question blank. I wonder which one he left out. And which Fife club have been declared winners of the Lowland League for the season that's just finished, didn't really finish, sort of finished. 2019-20, the COVID pandemic season. It's a global pandemic. It's a global pandemic. Cha-cha. It's a global pandemic. Go on, Boz it. Nice stuff. Couple of you going Boz in the gauze. Boz it. That means they're answering all 5. Let's see what happens. I'm waiting for another couple of readies. 2 more readies, and I'll show you the answers. Patrick Conway's also leaving just one blank, going for 4 answers. Is it brave or is it stupid? We're going to find out soon. Bill's ready. Andrew's ready. Everyone else, get ready if you're not ready. I'm about to show you 0 points for the whole round if you put 1 wrong answer down. You can leave blanks. Alright, testicular prominence in the situation in the house. Here we go. The Fabians are going for all 5 as well. Whoa. Let's see what happens. Right. Who sponsored the Scottish Cup 89 2007? It was Tennent's Scottish Cup. There's Hearts winning the Scottish Cup 1998. For years it was the Tennent's Scottish Cup. 4 points for Tennent's. What's the animal on the badge of Dumbarton FC? It's an elephant. Right, there it is. Apparently, as you see, it's got a castle on its back, and you know Dumbarton Rock has got the old castle on top of it. And supposedly the rock looks a bit like an elephant. It doesn't really, but it's an elephant. I used to think it was because of Dumbo, you know. Dutch Geezer, who was the first non-Scottish footballer to win PFA Scotland Players Player of the Year award? I think it's difficult. Well done if you got this. It's a player who wasn't in the championship winning team that year, which is less usual. Usually it's somebody from the championship winners, but it was an Aberdeen player, Theo Snelders, the goalkeeper. Alright, Theo Snelders, however you like to say it. Theo Snelders, 4 points. Do tell me if you got bust. Tell me what you got bust on if you got bust. Number 4, other interests. Andy Gorham, 43 caps on the football, also 4 caps on the cricket. There he is, dressed up for Scotland. He's a goalkeeper, isn't he? So he was a wicket keeper in cricket, strangely enough. Same gig, isn't it? Catching balls. He went for Hillhouse, Hans Hillhouse. Sounds like Colin's doing the business for Fabians. And the last one, did you get the last one? Which Fife club have been declared winners of the Lowland League for season 29-20? It's Kelty Hearts. They were top of the table when the season ended. They were also ahead on the average, points average, which they worked out in the end. Welto Scotty got bust on Pierre Van Hooijdonk. I think that was a little before his time. I think he was mid or late 90s even. Pierre Van Hooijdonk. 1989, I think it was a wee bit early for him. Tell me what you scored. Tennent's, Elephant, Theo Snelders, Cricket, Kelty Hearts. What a great set of answers they are. 10 out of 10. So 10 out of 10 gives you 20 points. Alright. Borussia Teeth got 12 points. They skipped 2 and 3. So they went for 3 answers. So they got 12 points. And a big 20 pointer for Gordon Patterson. Well, it looks like there's going to be some good scores tonight. I'll have to up the difficulty for next Tuesday. Now, before you go, upload your scores. I'm going to give you a link right now. Upload your scores and I'll make a nice little league table and I'll put it on Dr. Ball Facebook later on. There we go. There's the link. So follow that link. It's just a quick link. Put your team name and your score, and I'll make a league table. Now, the other thing is that I do this for money, or try to do this for money. I'm Dr. Paul. I'm a quiz master. Up until lockdown, I was doing quizzes in pubs. I cannot do that anymore. This was my career, not a sideline. This is what I do for a living. So, I'm asking for tips. The quiz here is completely free to do. You can walk away, no problem. Great. As long as you tell somebody about the quiz, I'm happy with that. But if you do want to leave a tip, I've just put a link there on the chat. And it is a PayPal link. You do not need a PayPal account. You can use a normal card. But I'll take a tip if you've got a tip. How much would you pay for a pub quiz? £2? Sounds reasonable. Something like that. So thanks very much. But importantly, could you please like the video? Because any kind of help that I can get in the Facebook algorithm will help. I will keep doing this if the numbers go up. Tell me if you like the quiz. Tell me what you don't like about the quiz. Tell me if you want more questions and less of me blethering. 60 for the Mangles. Good score. What was some of the total scores? That's the first total score I can see. Gordon got a 0 in the last round. Does that mean you got bust? What did you get bust on? 95 for Pierre Van Hooydonk. That sounds about right to me, James. Tell me the top. Tell me your big scores and get them uploaded as well. I'll make a thing. So yeah, like I was saying, I'm going to do the Scottish football quiz every Tuesday at 7 o'clock. So please tell people. If I think we got up to about 35 people tonight. If it stays like that, I probably can't continue. But if I get up to like 60, 70, 100, that sort of thing, could probably keep going. 72 points for the Fabians. Ha-cha-cha-cha. That's going to be tough to beat. Surely that's the top score. 41 for Ollie Olsen. For you and Jam Tarts. Oh, you quizzing together? You got a little team going there. That's not bad at all. See, Ollie doesn't even like Scottish football. He's not even from Scotland. He's from Huddersfield. And he comes and has a shot at our culture. What we have here. Worth it for the Toby the Sheep question. 10 tickets to Scotland and tips. Thank you, Raymond. How many is it out of? Well, Gordon, let's have a think about it. I don't know that off the top of my head. Right, there's... Let's see. The same letter round, that's 10. Pick 5 round, that's 10. Correct score round, that's 10. Picture and 50-50, that's 10 and 10. So 30, 40, 50. Double or bust is 20, so that's 70. Plus 2 points if you've been here before, because you get a bonus. The voucher, so that's 72. Plus 1 point for a share. So maximum, I would say, 73 points. Your old army mates, nice one. Keep that going. Friends for life. So I think Gordon, it is, this is Gordon Patterson who was asking, I think it's out of 73 top score. So 72 for the Fabians, that's pretty fantastic. Oh, aye, plus the anagram, sorry. Yes, 3 points for that. So out of 76. Thanks for educating me about my own quiz. Aye, I would say maximum 76. I do a thing, if it's your actual birthday, you get a point, so it is possible to get higher. But, not if it's your birthday this week or yesterday or anything like that. It's got to be today, you know. I'll tell you what's coming up. Who won? Upload your scores. I've put a link up for that. I'll put a link up for uploading scores again, just in case you missed it. Get your scores up there and I will make a league table. I've still got to do last night's actually, so I'll do them together a bit later on. I've got a quiz at 9 o'clock. I've got a big teams quiz coming up at 9 o'clock. You're welcome to come back for that if you like it a bit crazy, because it is a wee bit crazy. Congratulations, you got to the end of a Dr. Ball quiz, so you get a voucher. That means next time you're here you get 2 points. Okay, not even the next quiz, just next time you're here. Okay, so coming up tonight 9 o'clock we got a big teams quiz. There are only 3 teams in this quiz, and you choose which team you're going to be on. The winning team last Thursday was captained by Jockey Wilson, Darts Supremo, the body for Kirkcaldy. Ollie's just googled the West Brom saga. He was right, it's West Brom. I was hoping somebody would do that. Thanks very much. West Brom. I would never have guessed that. My instinctive answer was Stoke. And then when I saw Oldham, I thought, yeah, that's right, isn't it? That's dead high up. Don't have PayPal. You don't need PayPal, Welto Scotty. You can just use a standard card. You don't actually need a PayPal account if you want to leave a tip. You like Tuesday night? Yeah, tell me if you like the time. I'm guessing you probably do because you're here. But I might also try it at a later time. You know what I mean? Because a lot of people are busy around about this time. Others, my team south of the border. That looks like a typo, unless others is some kind of code, Bill. Will you try to say Oldham? Others. I'm looking at a keyboard. I can't really see how you would mistype Oldham to get others. 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 Like... Oh, Others Field. Right. God, I'm thick. Sometimes, I tell you. Others Field. Yeah, Others. It's great. I remember meeting a guy from Hull when I was 17, working in a kitchen, and I was walking home one day, split shift, back to the flat. Started chatting to this guy. He was trying to find somewhere to sell books, and I said, "Where are you from?" And he said, "Oh." I said, "Oh, Hull." And he said, "No, no, no, you got it wrong. You got it wrong. It's not Hull, it's Hull." So I should know, because it was a formative experience. I don't know why it stuck with me, but it did. You got to remember to drop that H in the north of England. 7:45 for Champions League timing, or is it a bit awkward? No, not really. I tried, but it was asking me to log in or sign in. I don't think so, Welto. Let me have a look at that link that I keep putting up. Like, thanks to everybody who has donated. I really appreciate them. It's just about keeping me and my family together. My little girl. PayPal.me/Cunto, which is a bit unfortunate. I'm going to get that name changed. I'm not quite sure how, because apparently you can't change it, but I need to change it, obviously. I can't be going about with that name. Let's see. What PayPal tends to do is it tends to make it look like you need PayPal, but sometimes there's a little link for see if I just click next. Trouble logging in or next. Hey, I don't know. I thought you could just use a card on PayPal, but it looks like you're right. Okay. We don't do H in Yorkshire. But you must do, otherwise it'd be Yorkshire. Link was fine for me. Did you manage to do that without a PayPal account, Raymond? I don't like talking about this because it makes me look like I'm only here for the money. I do like doing the quizzes. That's what I've done for years. I'm a quiz master, you know. I love creating questions and quizzes and putting them out. I love you getting them right and getting them wrong. That's the main thing. But I do need some cash for things like food and living costs. So I've got to kind of put it in there. See, when I do the pub pay me. And it's quite good. And I take a couple of quid off people if they want to play the jackpot round. I haven't really quite worked out how to do jackpot rounds and stuff like that yet. But I will. I'll get around to it. You know what I was thinking last night? I was saying last night, even if the pubs go back nobody knows when that's going to be, but even when they go back, I need the food to make the questions, yeah. I could probably go a couple of months without food, to be honest. But I don't know if my daughter could, you know. But I was saying last night, you know, even when the pubs do go back, it's unlikely there'll be pub quizzes straight away, because there'll probably be restrictions on the numbers of people in the pub at any one time. So that's the direct opposite of what the pub quiz is all about, trying to get a lot of people in. But even when things go back to whatever normal it is, I think I'll probably still do quizzes online, because I've quite enjoyed doing this. And it's a bit different, but it's still quite nice. So I'm going to keep going. Right, it's 8:15. I'm going to get off because I've got the big teams quiz at 9, which I've got up there on the screen. What else? That's tonight at 9 PM YouTube. The wee teams pub quiz, the general pub quiz, is Monday, Wednesday and Friday at 7 o'clock, and then repeated at 9, same questions. So you're welcome to any of those. The 7 o'clock ones are always on YouTube, and the 9 o'clock ones are always on Facebook. Dr. Paul Facebook. If you're only here for the first time, make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel. Hit subscribe, whatever that is, over there or up there, I don't know. And click the bell, and then you get a warning. But I'll be back here next Tuesday with the football quiz. I'll do the football quiz at 7 o'clock for the next 3 or 4 weeks and see how it goes. Alright. Gordon's saying you definitely don't need a PayPal account. Okay, that's what I thought. Yeah. Anyway, I'll leave it with you, Welto. There's the link again. Thank you very much, and I'll see you all later. Have a good night. Thanks for coming to the quiz. And even if you don't donate, and like I say, that's fine. The last thing I want to say to you is please share it. Please tell other people about the quiz. Then the numbers can get up, and then I can keep going. You know what I mean? So thanks very much. Apart from Snelders, did you get... Oh, right, you said Hill House, yeah. I'd forgot about Hans Hill House. But there you go. He was a great player. But see, when I'm writing that question, I'm thinking, right, I can't actually think of any alternatives who it might be, but I bet somebody will think of something. So it works as a question. It started off because I was trying to look up Brian Laudrup. I had this other question from somewhere else, and it said Brian Laudrup was the first non-Scottish player to win Player of the Year. And that was 95. And I was thinking, nah, that's not right. So he might have won a different award, but the Players' Player of the Year award was Theo Snelders. 1989, top keeper. All right. I'm out here. Good night, everybody. Thanks for coming tonight, and I'll see you again next time. Good night.